Hey guys, I'm excited. I'm always excited when I come and do a video. Okay, so let's just get right into it because I'm trying to cut them down, right? So I put some notes on the card so I can try and keep my thoughts focused, because when I come here to do a video, I really do get excited and I lose sight of what it is that I'm doing, right? I had this question come before me, about my behavior, right? And is it that my behavior is devilish, or is my behavior about my conditioning, right? Now, here's my answer. My behavior is about my conditioning. And that conditioning comes from a few places. So I'm going to mention 3 schools, right? One is Street University, which is where you learn, the games, not necessarily 3-card Molly, but games, how to hustle, things of that nature, right? And then there's the School of Hard Knocks, where you learn how to be treated. And then there's the University of Self. And I realized that I spent so much time in Street University taking this course, this Hard Knocks course, that I began to live in the residual effects of so many of those not cool situations. And I lived in those situations, the memory of those situations, so often that I certainly created the University of Self, believing that if I went to that school, I wouldn't have to concern myself about people mistreating me or any kind of wrong coming my way. The truth of the matter is, in the University of Self, there's no trust, there's no faith, and there's belief, but it's most often negative. There is an enormous amount of ego, there's an enormous amount of fear, and there is a great amount of shame, right? So I realized today that I spent so much time living in the residual effects of those 2 former schools, which every now and then there's a course that has to be taken, right? Refresher course. But I lived in so much of, the negative memories of those 2 schools that when I created the University of Self, I didn't realize that it was void of trust and faith and those things that lead you to be able to move on. I couldn't move on because I was so angry that I didn't know how to function. I really didn't. I didn't know how to function. And because I couldn't trust, I didn't trust myself, right? The way that you learn to trust somebody else is you learn how to trust yourself. You learn to trust that you can make a correct decision. Not necessarily a right decision, but, more correct. Something that's more fitting, in a odd kind of way for you, right? I learned that trusting was not a bad thing. I began to build my faith from learning how to trust myself. And I began to give myself a sense of power to be able to make better choices, later on down the road. And so when I think about whether or not, some little entity is, well, I don't want to minimize it, but, this entity, the devil made me do it, I don't think that had anything to do with it. I think it had a great deal more to do with the fact that I was afraid to make a good choice. And because I didn't know how to make a good choice, and I was so busy living in the past that I couldn't bring myself to the present. It just felt like super difficult. It really did. It felt really, really difficult for me. And now it doesn't feel that way. The conditioning, the things that I have taught myself have most often kept me behind. And I wonder if that is the same for any of you. I mean, really, like to sit back and take a look at it. Living in the nastiness of somebody else, things that I've clearly done to myself, right? If I'm hanging out with some people and they're making it clear to me that they don't want me in their company, what is it about me that says I can't leave? I'm grateful that today that's not the case. And the major reason why this video was made was because this morning when I woke up, it was really clear to me. It's clear to me at night, that I don't have resentments because I sit and take a look at that. But it was really amazing for me this morning to wake up, to be awakened and realize I'm not waking up in resentment of anyone. I'm not waking up in pain about anything that anyone has done to me. I didn't wake up, emotionally imbalanced. I was blessed to be awakened and recognize my surroundings and have clear thoughts and, just be in a really good place. And all of that was absolutely fabulous for me. It really was. I'm so grateful. Oh, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. So it is a question, it's a question that I hope, anyone is, willing to send me an email about, which school are you in? Do you identify with what it is that, I'm sharing here tonight? Are you, are you still in the school of hard knocks? Are you, still at Street University? Are you, at the university itself? I really would like to hear, Anyway, that's it for me. I have a couple of things I have to do. I have a new schedule I have to follow, and it means that my fun is to end right now. I hope to hear from you. Please have a great evening and find gratitude about who you are and what you have. And just know it could always be different. Bye.